All right, Google Docs Part 2. And so we'll go through creating documents, presentations, forms, and also sharing. All right, so as you're in your activity, your Google Docs activity, you have a create button right here. Just click create, and you can create whatever you want here from this list. And so we're just going to go to create document, and you'll notice your document will open up. Now it'll look like Microsoft Word for the most part. The toolbar up top here, and you'll notice that I can type here. Your title is up above here, and so this is my just name it trial document. You can see that it's listed as trial document. You'll notice as I roll my mouse over that you have a back to Google Drive, so you can just go back to your Google Drive from here. You'll also notice, depending on how you have your settings set up, that up above here I also have it open up in a new tab. So if I were to go back, now that I have it in 2 tabs, so just a simple Xing out of that would do the trick. Going through this here, you'll want to notice that you can star it from here. You can also place it in a folder from here if you have them created. I do not have anything created, so not a big deal. You can see comments. You can also share a document. Now, sharing a document is as simple as a couple things. And so the one thing that you're going to want to look at is this part right here. Who has access? And right now this is private, so only people listed below can access, and so that's me listed below. I can change this to a couple of settings. Now, depending on your domain, you might just have these 3. You'll have to ask your domain administrator, usually your tech person, if they can open it up anyways to allow for sharing outside of your domain, which you'll want to do. So if you don't have these top 2, you'll need to ask them that. So starting from the top here, public on the web. So anyone on the internet can find and access, no sign-in required. Don't let this deter you from setting it to public on the web. A lot of times if you're sharing with a large group of people, I just do that. If it's a public document, it doesn't matter what's in it. You can share that. You can also just send the link out. No sign-in required. You don't have to be a Google Docs person to access that document. They can just click on it and access it. Or people within your domain can access. People at Montevideo Schools with the link can access. Or again, private. Now, if I go back up to public on the web, the one thing you want to take a look at in anyone with the link, or actually any of them, is this one, access. Anyone, no sign-in required, can view, or if I want somebody to edit a document, I can edit it, or if I just want somebody to comment on a document, I change that to can comment. Now, if you want to collaborate with someone, a lot of times I just go public on the web, can edit, and then hit save. Now what I get is in this one, the link to share, I can take this link right here and I can copy it, and then I can just open my email, send this link out in an email. People can click on it and edit this document. I can also explicitly add them down here where it says add people. I can choose them from my contacts, and then you can change them down there as well. And then you hit share and save. And so that's sharing basically for any type of document in Google Docs that allow you to do that. Now back to the creating a document. What you have here is you have file. You can also do your file share, file open up a new document. You can open documents from here. You can rename them. You can make copies of documents. So a lot of times if it's a document that is shared with you that the person has not given you editing privileges on, a lot of times assignments are that way. And so you can create an assignment and you don't want your students to change that document for everybody to see because it's a collaborative document. What they'll do is go to File, make a copy. It's the equivalent of a Save As in Microsoft. You can see revision history, and so you can go back and you can see who made what changes. Now there's not any changes, so that's not, you're not going to see much there. Change language, not important. You can also download this document as a Word document, docx or a doc. Also open document, rich text. You can also make it a PDF or a plain text or a web page. And so notice that you do have that option, so you can actually create this document in Google Docs and change it to a Word document, go into Microsoft Word, add a few things, and pull it back into Google Docs if you want. You can publish it to the web. You can email everybody that's a collaborator, just an easy way to email them, or you can just attach this to an email as well. Your page setup will change your orientation, your margins, page color, and paper size. Your typical edit, I'm not going to go through those. View. Your insert, if you want to insert an image, insert image, gives you options here if you want to do it by URL. And so I can go out to Google here and go to Google Images and select Minnesota Twins. I can take this, I can copy this image URL. I can go back into my document, paste that URL, and there's my image. Select, and my image is in my document. I can resize it, things like that. Back in the insert, you can insert links. You can also do that right here. You can also insert images right here without going to insert. They're also quick on your toolbar. Equations, if you want to do equations. You can insert your comments if you're going to comment. Anything in Google Docs, like basically Microsoft, insert your header, footer, things like that. Your format, pretty self-explanatory. Tools, pretty self-explanatory. If you want to insert a table, just like in Microsoft Word, you can do that as well. And so you can type. Down here you have your print, undo, redo, just like in paint formatting, just like in Word. Change your styles, change your fonts. Now the fonts, there's not a lot, but it is getting more and more all the time. Font size, bold, italic, underline. And same thing with Microsoft Word. You can do your Control-I, Control-B to make things bold, italic, or underline. Change your text color, text background color, links, spacing is there. And so that's the documents in Google Docs. You'll notice I go back, there's my document right there. I can do a couple things there too as well. I can just click on it, I can organize it, I can share it from there without having to go into the document. I can preview it, and also with more options there. Presentation is going to look much like PowerPoint. Choose a background theme, and it's much like PowerPoint, and so you can go from there and you can see what you need to do there. A right click on different things will bring up an animate, and so here you can do your fading in on click, just like in PowerPoint if you want to add in some of those animations. Titles up there, toolbars are roughly the same, and you can kind of figure that out as well. You can share it, collaborate, just like anything. You can create forms as well. Spreadsheets, I'm pretty self-explanatory. Depending on what your domain settings are, this might pop up top here. Just that's up to you if you want to. But what this is we can create like a survey or a quiz. So I'll create a trial quiz. 1+1. And this is obviously going to be multiple choice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hit done. There's your question. 2 plus 2. 2 plus 1. Again, it's multiple choice. One, 2, 3, or 4, 34, I guess. Hit done here. So this will be our 2 question quiz. What you can do, so you've created your questions. You can see the questions that you can create. You can also do a theme here. And so you can select your themes. There's more of them. I'm just going to select this one. That's what my quiz is going to look like. Looks good. Hit apply. And now you've created your quiz. Now you're wondering, oh, okay, now where is my quiz? What you can do is you can go back to My Drive and you'll see your trial quiz is created. Click on it. What you see is your spreadsheet here. But if you want, you can go to Form, go to Live Form, and here's your quiz. Okay, so you'll notice that I can hit Submit. And if I go back to my quiz, you'll see that the answers have been submitted. Obviously, I'd put name, hour, things like that to identify students. What you'd want to do is take this URL up above here, copy it, you can stick that into an email that, put a link on a website, and when people click on that, it'll bring them to this link right here. They will not have access to this unless you share this with them. But if you send this link out to the quiz, then they can take the quiz without having access to the results. And so that's basically Google Forms in a nutshell. Pretty quick. You'll notice that quickly your drive will get filled up. You also want to probably take a note of the Create Folder option. And so this is caps lock on. Do Trial Documents. Hit Create. And now you can see I have a Trial Documents folder. I can change the color of this folder by clicking on the little arrow button there. We make it red just so you can see it. Go back to my drive. I'm going to stick these in there. What you can do is you can click on all 3 of them. We can go to Organize, put it into Trial Documents, hit Apply, and now you'll notice that they're gone out of my activity. They're in my Trial Documents folder. So it's an organization tool to organize your Google Documents. If you have any questions about Google Docs, you just have to let me know, and I can easily walk you through. Hit play, rewind, fast forward through this as you see fit. And so that's part 2 of Google Docs. Thanks for joining.